So if you haven't got your yard and landscaping summer ready just yet, do not worry. The team at Otte Nursery ready to help. Our Naila Spencer is live at their Bardstown Road store this morning, getting all kinds of tips and deals.
Hey Claudia, yes, we are definitely getting the tips and the deals. Speaking of deals, we're right over here. This is a lot of their inside plants. They're tropicals to be exact, right, Jeremy? So I know you were saying that some of these are actually 25% off. So tell me, how do we take care of tropical indoor plants?
So all the tropicals are 25% off.
Wow.
This time of year, tropicals can be outside. You know, the end of September, October, you need to start watching the weather. If they're calling for 50s at night, that's when you need to start considering bringing them inside.
Really?
Doing so, you want to make sure you treat it for insects. Because being outside all year, as you said, you don't like bugs.
I don't.
You don't want to bring them in.
So how do you do that? How do we treat
Well, there's like insecticidal soaps you can spray. There's a systemic you can put in the soil to kill any eggs or bugs that might be in the soil. And then you're safe to bring them in for the winter.
That makes sense.
Now, in the winter, you really got to be careful on tropicals because they're dormant. They're not growing. Which means you don't want to water them like you've been watering them.
Really?
That's when people start killing them with kindness again.
Okay. And so let me ask you one question. I know when I first got my plants, I was so excited to get them home and then repot them. But I learned that you're not supposed to immediately do that.
Well, a lot of times if you pull it out of the pot and it's very root bound, it needs a bigger home.
Okay.
So, you know, typically 2 to 4 inch bigger pot. That way the roots have more room to grow.
Okay.
The more room the roots have, the bigger the plant can get.
Okay, that makes sense. And so let's walk over here because I see something very interesting that's sticking out to me. You all have these beautiful cacti. How do they get colors like this?
I think those are dyed.
Those are dyed.
But,
okay.
you know, people still love them. We buy them every year because people like them. But mainly the little kids are the ones who want them.
Yeah, I think they're so sweet. So one thing that I learned from you today, we were talking about the difference between perennials and annuals. So perennials, that's something that's year-round, right?
Well,
or is it the opposite?
You plant them once.
Okay.
And then come fall, when you get a frost, they'll die to the ground and they come back up next year.
Okay.
Annuals, such as geraniums, begonias, you plant them annually.
Wow.
But they're the ones that bloom all summer. Whereas perennials like this coreopsis, it blooms in stages. It's got little buds on it, it'll bloom here in a little bit. Then once it's done, you can trim it and it may bloom again.
And these are the kind, just to be short, these are the ones that we put into the ground. I mean, we put this in your garden, right?
Yes, you plant them outside.
Okay, so I guess out of all of the plants, you all have so many. What's your favorite type? What's the easiest?
I'm not biased on that. I don't have a favorite. They all serve a certain purpose.
Right.
Whether it's in the sun or the shade, how big it gets. Some of them stay small. There's no way I could pick a favorite.
So if somebody's wanting to start a garden this summer, where would you tell them to start?
Are you talking like a flower garden?
Let's do a small flower garden.
Like a perennial garden would be an easy one.
Okay.
And then, you know, first you would decide, is it sun or shade? Because if it's shade, you could do, you know, ferns or brunera. There's astilbe. There's a lot of different shade-loving plants versus sun. Sun, there's salvia, there's hardy geraniums, there's coreopsis. I mean, the list goes on and on.
And with the sale that y'all have going on right now, this is the perfect time to really think about
It is. You can get them in the ground. I mean, you'll have to pay attention to the watering going into summer. But come next year, you know, it'll die back at the end of this year. Come next year, it'll be a bigger plant.
Okay.
So get it in now while they're on sale. Take advantage of it.
That is a good deal. Oh my gosh. I know you were telling me about one more thing. You were telling me there are actually some plants that you can just put in like a body of water, a pond,
Yes,
and
you gotta say, can we walk?
Yeah, let's walk over here. Let's walk over.
So
tell me about them.
We sell pond plants because a lot of people like their ponds.
Yeah.
And, you know, a pond just looks a lot cooler if you've got plants in it.
I think so too.
So we sell, you know, water lilies and hyacinths and water lettuce.
Yeah.
But what we have left back here, this is all 25% off as well.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that when you have plants like this that you can just put them in the water and they're bloom. So I can't wait. When we come back, tell me some more about that and some of the lovely trees that y'all have.
Will do.
Can't wait. We'll be back. If you want to get a garden, you don't want to miss out on this next segment. Back to you.